Last time we ended with Tifa absolutely single-handedly demolishing carry armor and learning a limit break and in a due process of this. We also got a new equipment for Tifa, which we will of course not be using because we have the Power Soul loadout, and the Power Soul loadout is the best. So yeah, last episode was very much a showcase of Tifa's absolute dominance. Damn, the Submarine. We have to go after it. But it's already in the water. Well, if only there was another Submarine we could find. Let's go grab this item. I think this is a weapon for Vincent. Nope, weapon for Kate Sith. I feel like there's not Vincent, Sid. I feel like there's a weapon for Sid somewhere around here. Most characters, or maybe all characters have one like triple AP growth weapon, and I feel like one of these might be it. Scimitar, there we go. Alright. That's Sid's. No one cares about Kate Sith. Key item Leviathan Scales. Vaguely useful at a later point, but not really important. You. It's for a side quest. It's for like completionism. What do we got here? We got some enemies that are going to get punched. Oh, you missed. Alright, well, we'll let. Alright. Will Nanaki's limit break? It's a level 1, do 2,000 damage. It will, yeah. You know, with a limit break, Nanaki can do a quarter of Tifa's total damage. Incredible. Incredible. You're not taking over this ship. Now, sure, Nanaki doesn't have better limits yet. I get it. We should check if I have grabbed better limits on someone and just missed it, but I don't think so. And per usual, 1 turn, 2 kills, 10,000-ish damage. Orlando could never. I may do an FF Tactics playthrough after this. I love FF Tactics. I think following my favorite FF with maybe now my second favorite FF might be a good way to go. You want the sub? Just try and take it. Sir, maybe we shouldn't piss them off. Yeah, you don't want to piss Tifa's fists off. Bad move, bad move. The disrespect. Little do they know. Alright, smart to not attack the counterattacker. I respect that. Oh, there's a counterattack. Will Tifa kill them all? Yes, she will. 1 turn, 3 kills. 45 seconds left, or 46, of superpowers. And that's another limit break gained. So the last one was from using the previous limit break enough times, and this gain was from getting enough kills. Because she's been getting a lot of kills recently, so let's look at our limits. We're still level 2. Tifa is our first to reach level 3. And Nanaki can go to level 2. I must have missed that when it happened. Alright, we don't need to save. Oh, I did save state because I am scum. No, this is terrible. We don't have much time left. I don't want to die. There's still so much more I've got to do. I never even got to do my special victory dance in battle. Alright, make this your first victory. Go on, show them. Yes, sir. Remember your last training. Begin. Yes, sir. I'm back, and now I got no regrets. Attack! Alright, we'll take the prisoner. Remember to say thanks to us. Gonna sneeze, we'll pause. I think I successfully paused for about 2/3 of the sneeze. Someone please. I'm sorry I can't take it anymore. The lack of space, the shaking, the roar of the engine. What are we gonna do? We stole a submarine but can't pilot it. It moved. Cloud, try it. Hey, you're right. I do feel a little better driving. No sweat, just leave everything to me. Quick turnaround there. But I've definitely known people who were uncomfortable uncomfortable in vehicles. Not usually because of claustrophobia, but just kind of like headaches and stuff. Um, who were much more comfortable if they were the driver. All right, don't care about any of the screen stuff, so I didn't read that out loud. I don't actually remember the controls of this. I think, yeah, how do we go forward? We want to go forward. Triangle forward, triangle speeds us up. Sweet. Normally that ship is already sunk, but let's launch some more missiles. All the missiles, gotta keep going fast. And as soon as we take out the red sub, I think this ends. There we go. That was stunningly slow, but we still had 10 minutes total and have 9.5 minutes left at the end. There's a mission in the Gold Saucer that will now open up, or a thing you can win GP at, where you have to kill like all 4 or 5 yellow subs that are strewn around. But in this one, we just have to kill the red one. Received Shinra sub. So for succeeding on that, we get the red sub. Otherwise, I think we'd have to settle for a blue sub for the rest of the game. I don't know. Phew, we did it. The huge materia should be at the bottom of the sea by now. Let's continue the search. All Shinra submarine units, do you read? Worth noting, we now have gained a new method of transportation. We now have the high wind and the submarine. And I think we still have the... is the tiny Bronco still somewhere? Or the buggy? I think one of them's still out there. Maybe the buggy. All Shinra submarine units, do you read? Must be from Shinra. Report number 2. Number 2. I saw that written at the dock. They must mean this sub. Alright, I'll do it. This is Shinra number 2. Everything's normal. Roger. Your next mission is return to Junin dock. We will transport the huge materia from the airport. Those without other assignments will report for guard duty. That is all. Over and out. Junin Airport. We should make it if we hurry. Forget about the huge materia for now. We're climbing. Take off. I forget if we can go grab the huge materia now. But yeah, I think we could go... Not sure whether to do Junin Airport or this first, but I guess the game is probably sending me to Junin Airport, so may as well do what it wants. You can see again, the giant cannon's not there. Alright, so it's the same controls as previous stuff. And it can only land in bays like this one. So actually, let's go submarining. Now, there's something very, of course, dangerous down here, which is one of the game's super bosses. One of the weapons is down here and would absolutely destroy us, even with Super Tifa. So if we see something chugging along like that, can't run into it. That'll be a game over. Other than that, I figure we can do a quick exploration of the depths. See what we can find over here. There's a few places we can sneak through and find some things. I forget what's where, so we're just exploring. See a crevice over there. I'm not sure we can actually do this yet, but we'll try it. We got a scene out of it. Seems like a key to somewhere. Seems really old. Analysis completed. Exact date of origin cannot be determined. Estimated to be several thousand years old. We really should have let these Shinra soldiers go free. Several thousand years. Ancients? Received key item. Key to Ancients. Normally, you'd get a mission later to go pick this up. This is a mandatory item, unlike the Leviathan scales we found earlier. Nice to pick it up now. What else do we got in our deep sea exploration? But while we're here, may as well take a moment. Isn't Tifa's loadout incredible? I feel like this is one of like FF7's least known kind of ways to set up well, and it's just so powerful and like it's fun to use. You don't have to use it with the death blow setup that I'm using, the death blow added cut setup. but it certainly helps. There's probably ways to optimize it I don't know about. For instance, we could stick on Mog and Elemental, but we can't really because it wouldn't be on attack because the Power Soul slots are not connected. So maybe there's not really ways to optimize it any more than we've done. All right, let's go up. Now here is a Vincent side quest related area. So we're going to go here, land. We're going to use the PHS. We're going to swap in Vincent here. And we're going to... Oh, we should go to Nibelheim. There's some stuff to see there, too. There's a few things I want to go see. Sephiroth. That voice. It can't be. This is basically the only Vincent, story in the whole game. Lucretia? Vincent? Lucretia, stay back. So that's Vincent from essentially a former life before he went full goth. I guess goth's the wrong word. Red wearing instead of blue. So he was clearly pals with Lucretia. But maybe not as close as he wanted to be. If she is happy, then I don't mind. Probably minds a little, but still. I think she's pregnant. I'm against it. Why experiment on humans? She and I are both scientists. This is a younger Professor Hojo, by the way. After that, a child was born to Lucretia. That child's name is Sephiroth. Dun dun dun. Oh, Vincent, big sad. And Hojo shoots him. So we know Vincent was a Turk, and he was a Turk who was clearly doing security here, falls in love with Lucretia, but Lucretia has a child by Hojo named Sephiroth. Experiments are done on Vincent. He's shot and he's experimented on, and this body is the punishment that was given him. He was unable to stop Professor Gaston Hojo, and Lucretia, I was unable to stop them. All that I was able to do was watch. That is my punishment. Lucretia pretty clearly died after the child's birth and experimentations. Lucretia, also obviously not a randomly chosen name. I think that's Greek history. Lucretia, you're alive. I wanted to disappear. I couldn't be with anyone. I wanted to die. But the Genova inside me wouldn't let me die. So they'd all thought she died. Lately, I dream a lot of Sephiroth, my dear, dear child. Ever since he was born, I never got to hold him even once. Incidentally, all this is optional, much like Vincent is entirely optional. Not even once. You can't call me his mother. That is my sin. Back. Stay back. Not sure that's much of a sin. Vincent, won't you please tell me? What? If Sephiroth is still alive. I heard that he died 5 years ago, but I see him in my dreams so often. And I know that physically, like myself, he can't die so easily. Please, Vincent, tell me. 5 goes forward, Vincent says stay back or gestures stay back. Lucretia, Sephiroth is dead. Oh, there's a defining decision for Vincent in this game. So we can get more scenes if we come back here. I think you have to do like 10 random fights per scene to get. I don't know. I really should show it, but I'm very uninvested in Vincent. I am invested in Sephiroth, but this sort of tells us how Sephiroth was born slash created, and I'm not invested past that. So those scenes can be found elsewhere, I suppose. I'm sorry I'm such a lazy Let's Player. I really just like to, play games how I like to play them. I used to be so much more completionist. Like every run, I would have to go do the 10 fights and then come back. But once I let that go, it's just, do I actually care and want to spend a while doing this? Nah, not really. So yeah, up at the top of the map here, we can get those two kind of secret areas where we got the key to the ancients, and we got as much as we're gonna get at the Vincent side quest stuff. Let's keep exploring the map a bit. A few more things to find. Again, we want to dodge Emerald Weapon. We have seen now 3 weapons. We saw the flying one that attacked Mediel. We saw the yeah, let's do this part. I think with Tifa we're strong enough to do this part. We're not supposed to be doing this part yet, and it is optional, but I think we shouldn't have too many problems here. This is the Shinra gelnika type airplane. I wonder why it went down here. Now this is actually, I think, a glitch, because yeah, this is definitely, we're not supposed to be here yet, and we will soon get to why. But we may as well have fun while we're here. I am gonna save because enemies here are quite powerful. Ooh, what new weapon for Cloud? But for story reasons, we should not be able to be here yet. All right, the Heavens Cloud, nothing combined, but 93 power is very nice. We lose fire and MP turbo. We lose all in fire. So I guess no, I didn't mean to do that. What did I just do? Arrange, exchange, and move everything to where it can have better connections. Yeah, there's one of my alls that's not connected to anything, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're not supposed to be here for story reasons, but we'll do this anyway. What is this place? Must be some kind of research establishment, because there's a Mako generator. Very nice stuff to grab here, though. We get a Mega Elixir. Very nice item. The items here are pretty incredible. Probably one of the best places in the game to just pick up items, and it is optional. Yeah, so enemies here are quite powerful. We're gonna... Yeah, you can see pretty insane damage on Tifa, but she also hit for 7,000 back. I forget what Creepy Touch does. It puts her in sadness status. Heal up. Wow. So Tifa does crazy damage. Might be too powerful for us, but okay, good miss there. We'll heal Cloud up. Clearly this area is very much one of the endgame areas, some of the toughest random enemies in the game. But Tifa, too strong. Genuinely more dangerous than Carry Armor was, I think. So if Lapis Laser had hit a few more times, that would have been a serious problem there. Important to stay kind of full healed here. So the reason Tifa survived was because she was in the back row. So we just got the oh, we should give you a ribbon. And I forgot to equip it. Escort Guard. Man's Armlet nullifies earth, water, poison, lightning. Pretty good. Give it to him. And maybe you want the Dragon Armlet Cloud hat? Nah, that's probably fine. We'll see if we want more slots when we find some materia here. Is that yellow chest? that yellow thing something? I feel like that's an item, but I guess not. You can see how powerful the enemies were. Double cut materia, alright? So the double cut materia makes your normal attack turn into 2 times cut. And I guess we'll get rid of luck plus for this. Now, 2 times cut, how does it compare to our current death blow added cut setup? So 2 times cut guarantees we hit twice, and it becomes 4x cut, which is going to be a lot of hits. But I think she's hitting death blows enough, we should probably put this elsewhere. So I'm going to put it on Cloud. We'll put it instead of this poison material. Really powerful ability, and the only thing that kind of compares and eventually surpasses when you get 4x cut to the death blow setup. Right, well, we already know this is tough, so I'm going to change to back row with my 2 side characters, because otherwise they'll get one shot. We very happily got a counterattack there. So she's going to hit this for about 10,000 total, given that she has another attack to do. Ooh, she got a critical. So that's about 13,000 she's already done. I think these enemies have 20-some thousand left, much like the robot chicken. We get another counter. Sadly no. We don't have to worry about its weird, creepy touch thing, because that's a status effect. And we have ribbons on both Cloud and Nanaki, so they're not affected by such things. And let's heal up again. This time we'll use Cloud to heal. Yeah, we're leaving this place. So you can see, just very powerful enemies here. But Tifa does so much more damage than anything else. Like, it's too good. Turks! Again. We just seem to keep running into each other lately. There were weapons and materia developed solely to destroy Sephiroth, which is why there's such great gear here. But it was attacked by weapon. We saw Emerald Weapon and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Can't give you what's here. We'll take out Sephiroth. I guess this is our last meeting. I won't let you get in our way. Depending on, we've sort of done stuff out of sequence, so we will certainly see them again. But, you know. Now we want to steal from Rude. Let's show off 2x cut. So we don't really want to be doing other stuff. We already got the steal. Okay. So Cloud can do 2,000 now. 2,000's pretty good, but, you know, Tifa does a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. Did we just win? No, there's still one left. But like one more death blow from Tifa. And the others are doing some damage. You know, they do a combined 3,000 every round, and she does 10,000 or 11,000, or in this case 12,000 on her own. I'm gonna let her finish it off. GG. Tifa is so good. So Shinra's new secret weapon was on this airship. Yeah. Weird area, because the random enemies are like tougher than the bosses here. This must be the cargo room. Mega Elixir. Mega Elixirs are important. We will probably be finding some use for those. Alright, another new enemy type. Again, going to be pretty powerful, so I'm going to put in a little healing here. I don't remember if there's anything to steal from these. Tongue. Oh, I should be going to back row, shouldn't I? But hopefully we get a counterattack there. Nice. Shucks. So we're going to change here. We're going to limit. Just launch everything. And it keeps it stuck at 44. But her limit, like, we can see her limit is garbage, right? Her limit, she's going to do, if she hits all 5, she's going to do about 5,000 damage, and she does, she didn't even hit all 5. So, like, honestly, waste of a turn. Yeah, like, look at what she does normally. But it's just wild because, like, Cloud, we just got him a new weapon that is ahead of the curve for this point in the game because we are not supposed to have come to the sunken gelnika yet, right? So Cloud has way more attacking power than he's supposed to have. He has double cut, which we're not supposed to have yet. He has Heaven's Cloud, which we're not supposed to have yet, and he's doing about 2,000 a turn, right? This is terrible. It's all messed up. Tifa's doing 10k. So the Hades materia is great. It does like all the status effects. If you put it with added effect on your armor, it gives you protection from like just about any ailment. I think that includes instant death, so we will be swapping it on Tifa here instead of Odin. But also, it's a powerful summon that has lots of status effects. And yeah, Hades is very good. Second best summon in the game, pretty clearly. Also, if you put it on added effect and attack, High Wind is Sid's final limit break. If you put it on attack, you can have like random status effects come off on all your attacks, which means if we got, I think Outsider is a weapon for Vincent, which means if we had a second added effect materia, we would then have Tifa. We would then have Tifa put that. Oh, I guess she can't combine with something else on attack, but it would be, we'd put it on Cloud's attack, and Cloud would get a bunch of bonus damage. Probably heal Tifa when we get the chance. She does so much damage. What a powerhouse. So yeah, if we didn't have Tifa doing like a billion damage per turn, I would probably just be running from these fights, defending and running, because they're clearly like final dungeon, if not harder level fights. But again, we have a way to deal with that. Let's go back row. Oh, they can make your guys go on their side, but we put on ribbons, so that won't affect anyone but Tifa. But if they do charm Tifa, we will be running away. So powerful. It really is ridiculous. So, easy best character in the game, battle-wise, I think. I always just go to her because I'm used to playing. The last time I played was the solo Tifa run. So anytime I wanted to do anything, like I had to put a cure materia on her there. Right here we don't have to because we can use our other characters to heal. But there I needed her to have some access to healing. But that's the Sunken Gelnika. Curious little side quest. What are other side quests we could do? We could go get Tifa's final limit break, but I don't know why we care, because if we've picked up anything, it's that Tifa's limit breaks are not relevant to what makes Tifa a powerhouse. We could get a whole bunch of final stuff. I think there was a chest in that place. I thought there was a chest and I missed it because we didn't get Yuffie's final weapon, and I think Yuffie's final weapon is in the Sunken Gelnika. This is a crater from something or other. What else? Got Hades. There's the ship, the submarine we sunk. So we can go grab the huge materia. And then I think we will have gotten all the things we need to pick up down here. So this is the leader sub. Damn, makes me sick just thinking about it. Huge materia recovered. No damage appears to have been sustained. Phew, that's good to hear. Received key item, huge materia. Ew, that's scary to have Emerald Weapon right there. Let's go to the surface and go around on the surface where Emerald Weapon can't disturb us. I think that's it for, yeah, picking up random stuff on the ship. I want to head back to Nibelheim on the airship for a scene that is plot relevant. And then I think we'll go to Junin Airport and see a scene that is supposed to have already happened. But quick jaunt elsewhere first. That's Nibelheim. I like the effect of when you go down to the water. Right about here. And we're going to go into the mansion because I believe there's a scene waiting there for us. We could also, if you go to Tifa's piano and play the right keys, you get her limit break if you play like the main theme or whatever. But as we said, we don't care about limit breaks, and I'm just not the completionist I used to be. I do what interests me, and I think the rest is kind of the rest, you know? Like, it's there. If I ever want to do it, I can. But not what appeals to me about the game. Bets on if Tifa's death blow will hit here? I think it will. Yeah, already did. You can see early enemies have somewhat lower defenses, right? We were just facing enemies where instead of doing like 10,000 a turn, she was doing 7,000. And here against these enemies, she was doing closer to 11,000 total. The sunken gelnika enemies are, yeah, as I said, some of the strongest in the game. Oh, I also want to head over to the Golden Saucer at some point and do a little of the fights that we bowed out of. Piggyman was disappointed in me for not trying hard, so I'd like to try harder. But we come here and we get a memory, just filling in a little more of Cloud's past, because Cloud and Zack were captured after what happened in Nibelheim and experimented on. He was not created, but he was experimented on, and he was injected with Genova cells down here. Hey, this is your food. And we saw on these containers scratched on them, like, make a break for it during food. But Cloud didn't really have the strength to respond. Zack was very much the one leading. And Zack is the one who breaks us out. Zack is the capable soldier. Cloud is the stumbling along grunt, not doing well. And Zack frees us. Incidentally, the spin-off game Crisis Core is about Zack's story. It does have Cloud in it, and Cloud in that game is clearly very grateful that Zack is friendly and nice to him. Cloud obviously hasn't had too many people go, "You're all right," and Zack does, and clearly Cloud really appreciates it and really values Zack. Now, I think something interesting there. And so I should say, I don't like Crisis Core. Oh, here. And I think Zack, put on this. I think Zack was it smells a little, but don't complain. Maybe I shouldn't talk through this scene. You look pretty good with that. Well, I think he has put Cloud in Zack-type clothing. Yo, old guy, we at Midgar yet? Shut up. You're lucky he even gave you a ride. What are you going to do once we get to Midgar? Well, it's not in very good shape. This is very much, and it's very similar time frame wise, which means he was there for a long time. He was contained and experimented on for a real long time. I know what I'm going to do, because he's in pretty near shape to this when Tifa found him. I got a place I can crash for a while. Incidentally, if you've been paying attention, Zack is the guy who Eris said she was briefly dating, who was also in Soldier like Cloud, and the parents that we met in Gongaga, who said, "Our son Zack, do you know him?" And Eris sort of freaked out and left and didn't say anything to them. She really should have. But the game doesn't want us to know too much, so maybe I shouldn't blame her. Maybe I should blame the writers. But it's always struck me that she acts pretty badly there, even if she doesn't know what happened to Zack. But that's no, wait, the mother lives there too, which is him telling us, yes, this is Eris living with her mom. But I like that it never says it explicitly. You just have to piece all this stuff together. Like, it's clearly the story, but you have to piece it together. Guess that's out. Yep, gotta change my plans. It's a game that's happy to tell you enough of the plot for you to comprehend it, but also leaves important parts as stuff you can explore and figure out and find if you so choose. And I like that storytelling. The story isn't like incomplete if you just play it through and avoid all the side stuff, but seeing the side stuff really fleshes it out. No matter what I do, I need some money first. Hey, want to start a business? What could we do? Hey, Cloud, think there's anything I'd be good at? Hey, old guy, what do you think I'd be good at? What are you yapping about? You're still young, ain't you? Young folks should try everything. You gotta pay your dues while you're young. Go out and look for what you really want. Try everything. It's easy for him to say. And he does the kind of push-ups, or whatever they're called, crunches that Cloud later does a bunch of. Or also does a bunch of while putting himself as Zack in the memories. Hey, of course, I got a lot of brains and skill that other guys don't. That settles it. I'm gonna become a mercenary. What did Cloud go on to do? Think about it. Yeah, thanks, Pops. Hey, didn't you even hear a word I said? Listen, I'm gonna become a mercenary, and that's that. Boring stuff, dangerous stuff, anything for money. I'm gonna be rich. So, Cloud, what are you gonna do? No, wait, you got it all wrong. Zack is very eager puppy. Just kidding. I won't leave you hanging like that. Very, like, golden retriever style dude. We're friends, right? Mercenaries, Cloud. That's what you and me are gonna be. Understand, Cloud? And, like, the kind of person who, like, can't stay still, has to be moving about, has to constantly be doing something with their body, right? Very, very golden retriever-y. Cloud's not in great shape, but he does have his iconic clothes. That purple. Oh dear. That's too many shots. What do you want to do with him? Ugh. Surprised they don't put him out of his misery here. Forget it. Just leave him. Obviously, that would have been bad, but, And so here is kind of the point in his out of it stupor that Cloud kind of fully finishes dissociating and becoming Zack in his mind. But I think it's so interesting to me, and Crisis Core sort of adds to this feeling. And he's almost at Midgar. Crisis Core sort of adds to this feeling, and I don't like Crisis Core, and I don't like Zack. I find him annoying and not interesting, right? He's not someone who thinks things that make him an interesting character or has, conflicts in himself that are interesting to me. I find him, there are golden retriever characters I like in games. I find him very much at the annoying end of it. So Crisis Core does not work for me. I know he's a very popular FF character. Not entirely sure why. He doesn't really fit my metrics. Like, he's in the cheerful and fun category, but he's very uncool, and he also is, I don't know, rather annoying. But okay, people really like Zack. Whatever. I think the interesting take from Crisis Core is that Zack really is that golden retriever. Like, the game starts with him going like, "Hell yeah, I love to fight. Oh yes," that kind of thing, right? Super excited, as we see here, always on the move, always into things, always like eager and enthusiastic, and like, yeah, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Constantly needing to talk or fill the space. In the flashback where Cloud is with Sephiroth and where Cloud in Nibelheim and where Cloud has put himself in Zack's position, right? He's telling the story as if he was Zack. He's also acting a bit this way. And so we have a pretty consistent through line of that's how Zack behaves. And we also know that Cloud melds them together in his mind. You know, Cloud's illusionary world is very much based on he is Zack. He has Zack's story, and he has succeeded at the things he wanted, and Zack is his image of having succeeded. But I think it is really telling that Cloud, trying to be a cool mercenary, is doing the I'm tough, pay me the money, you know. I don't do this for, you know, because it's right. I don't care what's right. I don't care about the planet. I do it because, you know, I want to get paid, right? He's doing that whole shtick. Zack's not that at all. So I think it is just another thing of Cloud reading into stuff what he wants to see and what he thinks a role should look like rather than what is actually there. And I don't like Crisis Core. I really don't like any of the spin-offs. I think they harm the story more than they help. But one of the things that Crisis Core really ingrained in my head that I think is actually very interesting is how wrong Cloud understood Zack while Cloud was in his illusionary world, while Cloud was in the world where he had lived the life much closer to the one he really wanted to have lived throughout his life, right? And in that illusionary world, he is Zack, but he couldn't see that Zack was actually this cheerful, you know, overeager dude. Instead, he saw Zack as the thing he needed, wanted someone to be tough, you know, people listen to them rather than they listen to others, all that kind of stuff. His image of what coolness was, which is wrong, is what he thought Zack must be, but Zack isn't that. And I think that's really telling about where Cloud was and what Cloud was able to perceive and what he wasn't able to perceive. And this is not that Cloud's an idiot, because he was noticing some sharp things as a kid, and he's noticed some things that are sharp to take throughout. But it's just more of the way we tell ourselves stories and the way he told himself a story, and where his story became Zack's, but he had Zack wrong. And so I think that adds something to it, that even the person he's, you know, emulating in so many ways is just not at all the person that's what Cloud's emulation looks like. Everything he does gets things wrong, and gets things wrong in interesting and I think kind of complicated, subtle ways. And that's just across the board. Just about everything Cloud interprets into his past until this part of his story is shaped by that and shaped by these misunderstandings and these desires to do one thing while being another, right? And these desires to get treated one way. And those desires wholly fair, for sure. But yeah, I think it makes Cloud such a fascinating character. And I think he is the most interesting character in this game. I have a huge soft spot for Tifa. She's the one that carries him through to getting there. She's also the one who, you know, has a bunch of lines that you could read as generic lines, but again, I think really cut to the heart of it, of like telling him to take it slow, because every time he jumps quickly to something, he starts locking in, yes, I am this, and he's not that thing. He needs to take his time with it. He needs to let it sit that it's uncomfortable, not immediately jump into something that feels good. And she has a few lines throughout and a few perceptions throughout. And I like that she also isn't like the arbiter of truth. Like he has some insights she doesn't share, right? That she has to follow for. She's not just leading him, though she's doing a lot of leading him. But they can take part in it together. And to be able to do that and do that in a compelling and convincing way for a second character who's not nearly as messed up as he is, I think is also really impressive, because she doesn't have all those layers of being messed up on her as well. And also, she's my favorite character to use in battle, because she's the best character to use in battle, and with a fun build, and this game has a lot of really cool tools to make fun builds with materia, but not that many that are taken advantage of, partially because you can't get the really cool loadouts until late, but also partially because it's all locked into materia and the equipment don't do that much to get you further. And Tifa is an exception to that in a way that, yeah, is really fun. So, uh, possibly just my two favorite FF characters. I think Cloud's probably the better character and the more interesting character, but for me, they're neck and neck, and my preference depends on mood. And yeah, I think Crisis Core does add something to FF7's universe if you view it entirely through the lens of Cloud. If you view it through the lens of Eris or Zack, it doesn't have anything that appeals to me, I don't think. I'll replay it someday, maybe, but it didn't the time I played it. But if we think about it as how did Cloud get things even more wrong than we thought, then it's quite interesting.